Hello friends, my name is Alex and welcome back to the Thrifty Couponer. Now I post couponing deals that anyone can do all the time on this channel, but if you're first getting into the world of couponing as a beginner, a lot of the lingo that we use and even just the base steps of getting started couponing can be pretty overwhelming. Now, I wanted to take it down quite a few notches here and go back to the drawing board, just square one, how to get started couponing. If you've never touched a coupon in your life before, if you've never tried to match up a sale, it is a little bit of work just to get up to speed and learn about all the different apps we use and how to do these deals in store, but it really is worth your time. You don't have to spend hours and hours every single week. The beauty of following people like me on social media is that usually we can take all the legwork out of chasing down deals and matching prices and figuring out how to make things work. And if you can find a couple people to follow, or even just one or two that shop at the stores you shop at and buy the kind of things you're interested in, you just would need to write down a little list about like once a week and you can save hundreds of dollars really easy. Now I kind of go all out. Last year in 2020, I got over $4,000 in cash back just from my couponing apps. And that's not counting savings I got from using like regular paper coupons. That's only digital stuff. So you can really overhaul your grocery budget and especially your personal care budget on things like household supplies and shampoo and soaps, stuff like that. When you're trying to minimize your spending, the money that you spend on groceries and just household supplies and like personal care like soaps and razors and anything in that category, that's one of the easiest places to shave things down that you can control, because you can't really have your water bill overnight or have your electric bill overnight, but you can do that with your grocery bill really easy. So starting off with the obvious part, where do you get coupons? Now the majority of paper coupons, so physical ones that you clip out of the newspaper like these, are going to come out in the Sunday newspaper. Now these are only on Sunday, they're not going to come out on the weekdays, and not every single newspaper will carry coupon inserts. So there are a couple lookup tools online. I know P&G or Procter & Gamble does have a lookup tool, and you can put in your zip code and you can see what newspapers in your area actually distribute the inserts. Other than that, you will have to kind of trial and error figure out what newspaper has them. For example, me, I'm over in Oregon, and one of my newspapers carries P&G, but they don't have Smart Source, which is what this guy is. And then some of them just don't have any inserts at all. So you can either just on a Sunday, you can go to the newspaper stand and open it up, see what's in there. And then also, when you are buying Sunday newspapers for the purpose of getting coupons, always, always, always check inside the paper to see if there are actually inserts in here. Now, they should be coming out every single week. If that paper actually distributes the inserts, they should be in there every single time. But sometimes if it's a Sunday right before a holiday, or if it falls on a really big holiday like Christmas or Easter, there will not be any inserts. And I do always recommend looking up a Sunday coupon schedule, and you can see what coupons are going out on that day, and you can see, are they on products that you even buy, and if they're not, don't waste your money on a paper, and what inserts are coming out that week. Now the four main kinds of inserts that you'll see are Smart Source. Smart Source is going to have coupons on brands all across the board. There are all sorts of stuff, like for instance, this is an expired flyer mostly, but like there's Sargento cheese in here. There's soft soap, Irish Spring, lots of different medicines. Usually healthcare and medicine coupons are going to be in the Smart Source insert. Like as you can see, there's all sorts of different things in there. And then the second is the Save. Now this used to be called the Red Plum insert. They changed the name to Save a while back. Again, this is all across the board, all sorts of different brands. Like here we have Rachel Ray Food or Centrum Vitamins, and these change every single week. Now, different companies do kind of have a rotating schedule of how often they put out coupons. Like for instance, this Save insert that has Rachel Ray coupons, these expire on 6/5/21, and Rachel Ray really frequently puts out coupons. So if you do notice a company that seems to be putting them out all the time, keep an eye on the expiration date, because when that date rolls around, probably the next Sunday after that, we're going to see new coupons come out. Now, the third kind of insert, this is a newer one that just came out like 2 years ago. This is the Unilever Super Saver. This is one of my personal favorite kinds of inserts. Now, this will only have Unilever brands in it, so like Axe, Dove, Suave, Shea Moisture, anything owned by Unilever. You'll even see like ice cream in here, like Magnum, and Talenti Gelato will be in here too. Now, these only come out about once every month, and they are larger. Like this Save, a lot of this, it looks like a big insert, as you can see, but a lot of it is just ads. It's not actually all coupons. Now, the Unilever Super Saver is usually 20-30 coupons, and you can get a lot of freebies with this guy. So if you don't want to be buying a paper every single week, and you do want to be able to save money with paper coupons on things like shampoo and stuff, I would recommend looking up the coupon schedule and only buy papers on weeks when these guys come out. They do usually have pretty generous expiration dates. These usually come out during the beginning of the month, so a lot of the coupons, like in here, these expire on the 15th, and then some of them will run all the way to the end of the month on like the 26th or the 22nd, so you have a lot of time to be able to use them. The one thing about Save and Smart Source is the expiration dates are all over the board. Sometimes there are ones that only stay good for a week. Sometimes on the weird food items, like I've seen coupons on like butter and milk, and they're good for 4 or 5 months. So you can save them for a couple months until you find a sale. It's just you kind of have to be in it for the long game if you're planning on doing that. Now, the last kind of insert that you can expect to see once a month is the PG Brand Saver insert. Now, as you might guess, this is only PG brands. So you're going to find things like Olay, Old Spice, Secret, Gillette, Pantene, Herbal Essences, Head and Shoulders, pretty much all of the PG brands. Now, the PG Brand Saver is pretty consistent. They almost always have the same coupons on the same items. The values will go up and down a little bit, but a lot of times they are exactly the same. And then most people are excited about this insert because the PG Brand Saver has Tide and Gain coupons in here. Now, you can print out Tide and Gain coupons online, but the ones in here are usually a higher value. And when you're printing things out online, they usually do have a limit to how many you can print from that browser. So even if you say like Monday you go shopping, print out 2, you usually can't just go back on Friday and get more because they do keep track of your account and how many you're printing. So I personally wait for weeks when we have the PG and the Unilever Super Saver. If we can match both of these up on the same paper coming out, and I can get both of these in one day, I will buy a couple of them. Now, if you have a Dollar Tree in your area that sells Sunday newspapers, I really recommend taking advantage of that, because the savings in these inserts are going to pay for themselves triple, quadruple fold over that dollar you threw in. Now, if you don't have a Dollar Tree in your area and your Sunday newspapers are really expensive, like I'm talking $4 or $5 an issue, because some people do run into that, and some papers in my area are like $4.50, $5 an issue, Just really take a look at what's coming out that week and make a decision. Is it actually worth that money? And I mean, if you're buying the paper anyway to read it, then yeah, it would be. But I don't personally buy the newspapers for news anymore. So you do not have to buy newspapers to get paper coupons to coupon. And I know that kind of sounds backwards, but honestly, me myself, like I said earlier, I made over 4K back from my digital couponing apps. So things like the Ibotta app, the Shopkick app, the Fetch app. Most of these apps, the way they work is instead of giving the cashier a coupon at the register after you buy whatever it is that you just buy it, you pay the entire price out of pocket, you take your receipt home, and then you scan it on your phone into these apps, and then these couponing apps deposit the money back to you. Now, a lot of them let you cash out that money either via PayPal, or you can do gift cards back to the store, or some of them even let you transfer it directly back to your bank, like Ibotta. I personally have a PayPal debit card, and what that is it's just a debit card with a chip that you can use, but it's pulling from your PayPal balance instead of your bank. So I like to keep my couponing money completely separate just to make sure it's not messing with my budgeting. Otherwise, it looks like I spent $700 at Walmart on chocolate or something crazy like that. So I really like the PayPal debit card just so I can roll my money in and out, because I'll use it to pay for my transaction, get home, scan my receipts, get the money back, then cash out to PayPal, and it goes straight back onto my card, and I can just keep circling it that back and forth. Now, I do know a lot of people prefer to cash out using gift cards. Depending on your state, PayPal, if you do go over a certain dollar amount or a certain amount of transactions, they do report to the IRS, so it might send out a 1099. I'm in Oregon, and some of our reporting laws changed for the year, so I am expecting to get a 1099. But personally, from what I have found, because I've researched into this a ton, because I had been rolling a lot of money into PayPal, and I don't want to get the IRS mad at me, there is a way to go about declaring that on your taxes, but because it is a rebate and you had to spend money to get the rebate, it's not income, and it's not viewed as taxable income by the IRS. So you do just have to really keep track of what you're doing in case down the road you do need to prove anything. If you want to do it through PayPal, that's what I do. I am not a tax expert, don't hold me to any of that, but what I have personally started doing, because I coupon so much and I have so many transactions going on, and I really prefer using PayPal and my debit card just so that it's all digital and I don't have to deal with lots of little gift cards, because that gets annoying. I just started a Google Drive file, and whenever I get a receipt, I just snap a picture of it, and then on my little file I just jot down how much I got back from Ibotta. And Ibotta also saves all the pictures of the receipts in the app, so you wouldn't even have to take separate pictures of it. It's all recorded for you, but just so that I have an easy way to figure out how much I've been making. But anyway, back to the apps. The majority of the couponing I do, I almost never touch a paper coupon. So you can use these apps, and then also lots and lots of stores every week when there's a new newspaper that comes out with new coupons, they will load duplicates of those coupons onto the store's digital apps. So Target, Walgreens, Kroger, Safeway, tons of stores have digital apps where you can load coupons, and then you just punch your phone number in at the checkout, and then it comes off automatically at the register, so you don't have to wait and then come home and scan your receipt and have to get that money as like cash back. It comes off automatically like a paper one, except all you have to do is just clip it and type in your phone number. So that's also an option. Any stores that you shop at, check out if they do have a digital app. Most of them do. The only exception is Walmart does not have one, which is a shame. I wish they did. And then one last thing I wanted to mention about buying papers for the coupons. You can look up online the coupon schedule, and usually there are previews, and you can see pictures of what coupons are coming out. Now, do take those with a grain of salt because different regions in the country will get different inserts. The manufacturers target different regions with different products. So like for example, for a couple months in Oregon, we weren't getting Tide or Gain coupons. And that can be discouraging if you're just first buying a couple papers, but they did eventually come back. And then sometimes we, like the south end of the country, will get completely different stuff than we do, even if our stores sell it too. So if you don't see coupons on the stuff you want to be buying, don't get discouraged. You might just have to wait a bit. Or if you can find someone who's posting previews who's close to you, just keep in mind that if you're in California, the person in Mississippi who's posting previews is probably not getting the same thing as you. And then the other thing is different parts of the country will get coupons on the same product, but the value might be different because they do price these differently depending where you are in the States. So just kind of take it all with a grain of salt, and I recommend just always open up the newspaper, and as long as you're not ripping it up and making a mess, usually stores won't care if you check in there. And I recommend checking in there anyway before you leave with a stack of papers, because either the machine might have skipped a paper, and then unfortunately some people do go in there and they just slip them out without buying the paper. I've gotten quite a few empty papers myself, and it's really frustrating to buy it and then get home and it's empty and you wasted that money and you didn't even get any coupons. So just always double check before you buy it at the register. Now, a couple other different ways you can get coupons not from the newspaper are Catalina coupons. Now, a ton of stores like Walgreens, Rite Aid, Kroger, Safeway, when you buy specific products at the register, and sometimes it's just random, it will trigger a coupon to print out from the Catalina machine. So this is what they look like. I have quite a few of them from Kroger. It's just a little paper ticket that prints out. And as you can see on the top of this one, it says manufacturer coupon. So you do not have to only use these at the place where it printed out. So like I got this at Fred Meyer. I could use this at any store that sells this brand of ice cream because it's a manufacturer coupon. So you can grab these, and then a lot of people, at least in my area, like at the Kroger store, they don't grab these. So sometimes you'll go up there and you're like paying for your stuff, and there's a little pile up there near where the receipts come out. So keep an eye out for them, and even if you don't think you're going to buy it, usually these have really far out expiration dates. So just keep like a little envelope in your purse or in a binder and just save these until they expire. There's no harm in it. And then down the road, hopefully you can match it up with something and get yourself something cheap or even a freebie. Now, one thing about these Catalina coupons is these are not always manufacturer coupons. So sometimes instead of manufacturer, it will say store coupon. So for instance, at Walgreens, this one says store coupon at the top. And this can only be used at Walgreens because this is a store coupon. And sometimes these will print at Kroger and Rite Aid, so just keep an eye on here. And then the ones that say like $5 off of 10 or like $7 back, those are almost always store coupons. You can't use them anywhere. They have to be used at the place where they came from, and usually that's always Walgreens, but just keep an eye out if it says store or manufacturer. So store has to stay where it came from. Manufacturer, you can use it wherever. And you can also use these for self-checkout at places like Walmart. So if you're going through self-checkout and you were using a regular paper coupon that you like clipped from an insert, after you scan your items, you would just hold the coupon up to the scanner like an item, and it'll beep and it will take the money off. And then if you want to use the Catalina, you would just beep it the exact same way. Now, a couple other places you can look for coupons without buying a paper. Some stores will have Blinky machines, and you might have seen these in the aisles. Usually play old school stores like Safeway and Albertsons, and sometimes Kroger will have them. I think the blinky machines are kind of dying out, but these are the little plastic boxes, and you'll see them like braced on the side of an aisle, and usually they have a little light that blinks. And they are also usually positioned right next to the product it's for. So like if it was Jif peanut butter, it would be on the side of the aisle next to the peanut butter. And you can just pull one out, and it's like pull a ticket at the DMV, except it's a coupon. So sometime if I see those, I'll take a couple. And if that thing isn't on sale that week, I won't buy it that week. I'll pull it out and I'll save it and I'll stick it in my coupon wallet. And then hopefully down the road it goes on sale and we'll be able to match it up for a good price. And then the other thing you can look out for are tear pads with coupons in stores. Kroger does a lot of these. I sometimes see them at Safeway, very rarely at big stores like Walmart or Target, but they do happen sometimes. And they'll put them on the side of the aisle just like the little blinky machines, and it's just a tear pad of coupons. And they do not have to be used at the store where you got them from. If it says a manufacturer coupon, you can use it wherever. So I could go to Kroger and find a tear pad for like Suave coupons, and I can take them, save it for a week, and then go to Walmart later when they're on clearance and use them on them. So a lot of couponing is just kind of biding your time and waiting for stuff to all align perfectly to get a good sale. So you do have to have a bit of patience, but there are definitely a lot of ways to find coupons without buying newspapers. Now, the last two ways you can get coupons at the store without buying a paper are you can find peely coupons and hang tags. Now, peelies are going to be stuck on the front of the product on the shelf like a sticker, and you just peel them off, so they're a peely. These do not have to only be used on the product they're on. So, for example, I will frequently see $3 off Poise pads peely coupons, and they'll put them on the big 64 count box. Now, you don't have to only use it on the thing it was adhered to. The only thing you have to follow are the terms on the actual coupon itself. So more often than not, if you look at that peely, it'll just say any Poise product. So you can peel it off that 64 count, go get a 10 count, and get it for almost free. So keep that in mind when you're looking for the store. And there will also sometimes be hang tag coupons, and these are just little like bits of cardboard that they tie on with a piece of string around the neck of usually things like shampoos or foods or like dressings or oils, anything with like a bottle, they'll put those hang tags on. And again, you can use those on any product as long as it follows the terms of the coupon itself. You're not restricted to only using it on the thing it was on. And you don't have to use those at the store where you saw them. So like if I saw a bunch of like copper tone sunscreen hang tags at Walmart, but Walmart's really expensive, I could take those over to Target where they're on sale, and maybe we have an Ibotta rebate and use them over there. So just keep that in mind when you're going up and down the aisles if you see anything like that. So when you are first starting out couponing, I do recommend that instead of getting overwhelmed and trying to go through all the apps and trying to match up like your store's ad and looking up and down the aisles to look for stuff on clearance, go ahead and when you're first starting out, just find some people. I post deals almost every single day, a couple times a week. Just copy a couple and you can go out, get the thing for cheap or almost free, and you can know that somebody else has already gone out and tested that deal and made sure that it works. And usually with big stores like Walmart, Target, Kroger, the prices, because it is a corporate big chain, it's going to be the same, or usually the same, maybe a couple cents up and down across the country no matter where you are. And with couponing apps like Shopkick, Fetch, Ibotta, usually all the rebates are the exact same amount no matter where you are. Now, they can vary a little bit. Not everybody gets the same thing. Some people will get like $1, some people might get $1.25, but they're generally pretty close to each other. So I would recommend look for a couple people who shop at the stores you shop at and who buy the kind of things that you're into. And I would say the easiest store to start off at is Walmart. The reason I like Walmart is that I still coupon mainly at Walmart, even though I'm pretty experienced and I've been doing it for a couple years. And I'll go to stores like Walgreens and Target, but other stores can get a little overwhelming because you start throwing in things like gift cards and getting like cash back and percentages off, and it can just get a little overwhelming trying to do all that math and making sure that you're getting your gift cards and your register rewards that print out at the cashier like at Walgreens. Walmart is pretty just straight across the board. You're going to be using either paper coupons or you're going to go home and scan your receipt. There's no real like math games to play around with. And then Walmart, since it is such a big chain and there are so many of them, I think it is one of the easiest places to find deals at. It is a really big participant in most of our couponing apps like Ibotta, Shopkick, Fetch. Fetch usually is in store dependent. One other thing to keep in mind when you're looking at these couponing apps, a lot of the deals that they post are store dependent. So make sure that when you are using these couponing apps, and I will have walkthrough videos on all of them. I'm not going to dive really in depth on each of them or we'll be here for 4 hours. But a lot of the deals on these couponing apps are store dependent, so it might just only be good at Target or only good at Walmart. So make sure you're always checking that, because it sucks to get to like Target and think you have a really good deal and then get home and oh no, it was for Walmart. So just be sure you're always double checking. And even if someone else did that deal and you have the thing in your app, just read over it really quick, because these apps can change the terms and conditions. Sometimes, like Ibotta for instance, the manufacturers will put out like $1 off any cookie from this brand, and they have like 82 different kinds of cookies. But then the couponers find, oh, there's a 60-cent cookie, it's a moneymaker. Like 6 billion people will run out, buy that cookie, and Ibotta will report back to the brand and they will go back and adjust the terms of that deal. So if, not that you can't do money makers, and we do money makers all the time, and sometimes they reset and you can do it over and over again, just always with a bit of self-preservation for yourself, just look over it really quick. Most couponers, if they do notice that it reverts or it changes, will go back and take the deal down or say like dead deal or something. But just be sure you're always checking, because either it might change and then not everyone gets the same rebates and they're not always the same for everyone. So just be sure that you're double checking that. But the reason I like Walmart is they are a huge participant in a ton of the couponing apps that we do, like Ibotta, Shopkick, My Points. They constantly put out new rebates, and I think it's just because it's such a big store and they carry so many products. Now there are other stores like Target and they have lots and lots of rebates, but I think Walmart is one of the biggest. So that's where I would recommend you go first, because then you don't have to hop store to store to get a lot of things. I really enjoy shopping there. The way that their cashiers and that even just the self-checkouts accept the coupons, they usually don't have too much trouble. And if your coupon like beeps, it will not go through for some reason. As long as the thing you're buying matches what the coupon says it's for, most stores will override it and fix it for you. Not a lot of other grocery stores are that helpful when something beeps, but Walmart has a really just an open and basic coupon policy. The other thing I really like about starting off at Walmart is their clearance. Because it's such a huge store and they carry so many items and they rotate their stock so often, they have new clearance almost every single day, and you can stack that with things like Ibotta deals and even just paper coupons and end up with stuff for free. Or if the amount of your coupon is more than the item, you can actually get overage. Walmart is one of the only stores that does this. Say like you have a $5 Tresemme coupon and you find that Tresemme on clearance for $4, you can use that $5 coupon on it and you're going to get $1 of overage. And what that means is, since you have over the end price of that product, you have $1 that's going to go towards the rest of your transaction. So anything else in your cart, it's going to get $1 knocked off that. And if you're not buying anything else, they will pay you that $1 cash. So you're going to leave with a free product and money. Walmart is almost the only store that will do that. Dollar General will do overage, but they will not pay you. Walmart will pay you, which is pretty damn cool. So as I've mentioned throughout this, there are a ton of couponing apps available. Now, you don't have to download all of them. I would recommend when you're first starting off, Ibotta is one of the easiest to use. They have the most rebates and they're pretty high value. Shopkick is another really good one. I use that one all the time. But I have a blog post if you want to read it typed out, and I actually have links to all of the apps and walkthrough videos for all of these so that you can get a feel for how they are. I would recommend when you're starting off, just pick 2 or 3. Don't download all of them or you're going to get overwhelmed. But once you get accustomed to 2 or 3, you can go ahead and start downloading more. And the cool thing about having such a broad selection of couponing apps is sometimes we can find deals on the same product on multiple apps at the same time, and you can stack them and either get stuff for free or make money off it, which is always the awesomest thing that can happen when you're couponing. And then there are also coupons you can print out at home. Now, P&G has a website, and the coupons on there is very similar to the ones that you'll get from the Sunday paper. They're usually not as high in value, but they're still better than nothing. Smart Source also has a website where they post coupons. And then coupons.com, it's just coupons.com, has tons that you can print out. They also do have an app where you can do it digitally, so you can buy the thing, get your receipt, go home, scan it, and get the money. Like Ibotta and the other apps, but coupons.com is actually where you can print it out. Now, I just strongly recommend go buy a really cheap printer from Walmart. They sell them for like 30 or 40 bucks, and that thing will pay for itself in under a few months, and then you'll have it for as long as you need it to be able to take advantage of these coupons online. So for the printer that we got to print coupons at home, we literally got the cheapest thing that Walmart has. You don't have to get a fancy one. They're only like 30 or 40 bucks. I'll put a link in the description of the one that I use, but you don't even have to have a laptop to do it. Most of them do have wireless, and you can download an app on your phone and just do it straight from there. No matter what kind of stuff you're buying, there are almost always going to be internet coupons on it, so I really do think it's worth your money. And I mean, if your newspapers are like $5, the printer is going to be cheaper than like 6 or 7 papers, so it pays for itself very quickly. So when you are first starting out and trying to find deals in your area that are live that week, it's going to be changing constantly, so I do recommend go on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, even TikTok. I follow a lot of people who coupon, and it's just a matter of finding people who buy the kind of things you like. So if you want someone who buys kids stuff like diapers and wipes and kids snacks, find yourself a mom who coupons, and there's a lot of them. Or if you're into like snacks and personal care things like shampoo and just regular groceries, I post a lot of that myself. I actually filmed a whole video about my process of how I put together hauls and the Google sheet that I actually use to make my shopping list that I take to the store, and that's a little bit in depth, so I won't go really deep into that right now, but I will put a link to that video up here so you can give it a watch. And it only takes a couple minutes every week to put together your list to be able to go out and grab these deals. But let me know if you have any questions. I know I went over a lot in this video, but feel free to chat with me in the comments. Like I said, I post big hauls almost every single week, so if you're just first starting out and want some easy deals to copy and get under your belt to get more comfortable with going out to the store, definitely hit subscribe. Thank you for hanging out with me, and I'll see you in my next haul. Bye!